This is the most difficult thing that I have ever had to do in my entire life, and I think I have done some difficult things. I wouldn't say that it's been an easy ride for me since birth, so I have had difficult things that I have done. You all have been following my holiday series. When I came down for holidays, I decided to learn new skills, and one of them was driving, which wasn't that bad, you know. The second, which is why I am doing this video, is swimming. I am a born and bred in the Northwest kind of person, and if you're from the Northwest, you know that swimming is not really our thing, unless it's the people that used to jump in down bush and do frog swimming and all of that. There's also the other group of Ajabotas who used to go to Ayaba to swim. Yes, we exempt them. That's the second category of people, but generally people in the Northwest don't go by water. They don't at all. I have been traveling for a while now, and you know, every time I travel I meet with water, and then I'm like, hey, all the mawaka dewa di waka, so enter canoe, come out, enter D1, come out. I really need to learn how to swim because it is important. I came for holidays. I visited a resort, and the resort had a swimming pool. When I was talking with the lifeguard, he come on like joke, how much do you give swimming lessons? He told me I wasn't going to be around for long, so I took a very short period that was going to fit into my program for holidays. I didn't plan to come and learn how to swim like when I came down for holidays. It just happened spontaneously, and the very next day I had my first swimming lesson. I was super excited. I could not just wait to dive into the water and just swim. Little do I know that this is the beginning of a journey that is going to transform me. So the first day I go into the water, it's not familiar. I'm used to walking, I'm used to moving with my feet, I am used to breathing. But this is a new world, and this new world I have to hold my breath and I have to let go of myself. Super challenging. I'm taking my first swimming lesson today. It's going to come in handy. This is day 1. I have like 3 or 4 days to learn, and then we will see if I become a fish or a shark, okay? And then I was shocked that I was My first lesson was to hold my breath and keep my head underwater. My second lesson was to learn how to float.
They're supposed to continue. They're supposed to continue. They were impressive. That was cool. Impressive. Have you drink? No. Tired? No, just shocked. Shocked? Pick your leg. Pick your leg. You were going now. You were going. What's the problem? Even if you fall there, you cannot drown. Relax. Don't panic.
Oh my god, I was under the water. This is so I have to go again. This time around, teacher is going to be out, I'll be in alone. There's some shock when I go under. First day of swimming, I tried. There were some instances where I panicked, like all the time, like all the instances, every time I got into the water. Then it got interesting at some point when I learned to hold my breath and just go under the water. It is frightful. I have never done that kind of thing ever in my life. Maybe when I was baptized, but it was just a quick motion like that, you know, in the water, which was super scary. And then this time around, I had to immerse myself in the water. Hey Jesus, your ears, your eyes, your nostrils, everything goes into the water and you have to hold your breath. That was super challenging for me. Day 1 went I would say it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad for somebody who has never swum. When I came back to the house at night, I had this moment of panic. I couldn't breathe. I kept having these episodes like somebody just immersed me in water and then I had to hold my breath. And then when that wasn't happening, my body kept moving, like my feet were moving. At some point I was gasping for air, like I need at night. When I woke up in the morning, I texted my teacher. I was like, teacher, this is what happened to me. Is this normal? And he was like, no, he's never heard that, but people go through episodes when they try to swim. Day 2, it was a very sad day for me. I went to class. It was super cold that day, and through the night I did not sleep, so I kept having anxiety, panic. I was stressed up. So when I went to class, it was difficult for me. I couldn't put my head under water. I couldn't float. I could do nothing. That day was just wasted. When I came back home, I was so sorry for my teacher, because I am a makeup teacher, and as a teacher, when a student doesn't learn, you're hurt. You're really hurt inside. When I came back, I was sorry for my teacher. I was sorry for myself. I didn't know what was wrong with me. Like every time I got into the water, I had this pain at the back of my head and somewhere here. I would come out of the water and then I'm going to, I don't know, was it hyperventilating? I don't know if it was hyperventilating, something like that. Since I had to massage the places and then stay cool. When I try again, same thing happened. So I just got out of the water, and day 2 I did nothing. I didn't know if I was ever going to go back into the water. There was a voice that was saying that don't ever even try to go into the water. And then I confronted that voice. I was like, I travel a lot. I travel to places that I need to use canoes, I need to use boats, I may have to swim one day. Why should I not go back to class to learn how to overcome this fear? The next day was a ghost town, so I did not go out. I just took the day to encourage myself, to affirm that I could do this thing through Christ who strengthens me. And the very next day was my 3rd swimming lesson. Day 3, I wake up, I can't find my swimsuit. So my mom said she had the swimsuit for me. And voila, she said I should wear this. I got to discover that every time teacher told me to do a certain move, I wasn't able to do it. So I told the teacher to leave me, to let me be. And on my own, I stayed close to the shore. Should I call it the shore? I stayed close to the edges. I'm not showing off in any pool. I will never show off in any pool. I'm not pressured in water. Please, there was an iron bar that I kept holding. That bar, I would not just let it go. I started remembering my lessons. Now, one thing I did was that I tried to not go on Google or on YouTube to check how people swim, because I did not want to add knowledge. You know how when knowledge comes into your head, it just confuses you. I decided to listen just from my teacher. I was calm. I was remembering everything that the teacher told me, and voila, I was floating. When my teacher saw this, he was like, you like to do your lessons alone? And I'm like, yes, teacher, because not all students are the same. Some students will need you there. Some students would want to be on their own. So I got to discover that I was able to do it on my own without somebody telling me, oh, Vicky, do this. Because when you tell me, oh, Vicky, do this, there's so much pressure. I can't breathe. So day 4, when I came, I discovered that I no longer fear the water. I love the water. Until teacher had to tell me that, okay, let's close for today. You come back tomorrow. Even though I didn't come back in the tomorrow, you see. I feel like I have overcome the fear of water. I can relax. No, I haven't learned all the lessons that I have to learn. I would definitely have to come and complete it, because, I can float. I can move my feet, but the hand motion, I don't know it yet, which is very important to help you to move faster, as my teacher says. But I'm looking forward to having those lessons and, to swim. All right, it's super exciting. So this is a challenge that I gave myself. After day 4 of my swimming lesson, I discovered that there is nothing that I cannot do if I just put my heart to it. Oh, one of the things that helped me to swim. How can I be forgetting this? So on day 3, when I came to the pool, what I did was I said, Holy Spirit, help me. Holy Spirit, help me. Holy Spirit, helped me, because on my own I cannot do this. I couldn't do it, but the Holy Spirit helped me to do it, and by His grace I'm going to continue my lessons, and in no time I'm going to be a fish. Be encouraged, somebody. Stretch yourself. You never know what you can do unless you try to do those things. So this is me. I can float, I can move my feet, and yes, in no time I'll be able to move my hands. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you love this one. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.